Let's get ready to rumble!
Live from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina, and the VARA network, you're listening to Uncensored with your truth warrior, Mike Vara.
Wherever you may be around the globe, in the chat room, on another planet, or on the other side. This is Uncensored, and I am Mike Vara, and I do welcome all of you, wherever it is you may be. This broadcast is coming at you live from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina, located on the east coast of the United States. The website, it's MikeVara.com. That's MikeVara.com. Please, folks, if you have it within your means, by all means, head on over there. Don't only just check out the archives and the articles, but hit those buttons. You know, the two buttons. There's a subscribe and a donate. If you could hit that donate button, we'd really appreciate it. We got a couple bills to pay, and we could definitely use your help. So thank you in advance. All right, so was scheduled to be with you on Monday, and well, I had a tooth that just got rocking my world, and I went this morning and had it pulled. Still got these gnats flying around, so I went this morning and had it yanked out, and so that's that thing's finally over. I gotta go back in July, get some more work done, but for now I am good, thank God. But that's what happened last night. I just was down and out, and then there was we had power was in and out a couple times. I don't know if somebody hit a pole or what the hell happened, but I got a notice. I didn't even know. I got a notice, and that's when I figured it out. But anyways, so it wouldn't have been a good night last night. But so we're gonna reschedule that guest as well. But tonight I have something else I want to talk to you about. Something that we haven't touched on really that much in this show. Definitely on Uncensored. Hit the topic quite a few times with Late Night in the Midlands, and even a couple times with The Last Frequency. But it's a topic that I'm really intrigued with. Some people refuse to even give it any leadway or consideration. Myself, I've talked to physicists who are far more educated than I, who say that it's mathematically possible, it's feasible, it's just unknown how to go about it. And what I'm talking about is time travel. A concept often regulated to the realms of science fiction and fantasy, represents the fascinating possibility of moving between different points in time. Akin to how we navigate through space. Yeah, in time, some say time don't exist. Well, for us, it does, because we bring it into existence. The idea captivates the imagination of scientists and authors. And even the broader public, people like yourself, posing profound questions about the nature of time itself. At its core, time travel suggests that time is not linear. Undimensional sequence of events, but rather a complex fabric that might permit circumvention or its ordinary constraints. Quite frankly, there's those who just toss the whole thing out with the baby and the water and give it no credence. Now, from an H.G. Wells classic novella, The Time Machine, to the beloved franchise Doctor Who, time travel has been a significant narrative device in literature and in film. Back to the Future. These creative works explore the implications of time travel, such as altering historical events, experiencing the future, or even encountering oneself at different life stages. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? The cultural significance of time travel is quite clear, if you ask me, as it allows for the examination of human existence, ethics, and the consequences of our actions across time. It's basically, if we could go back and we could at least view events and not interfere, that right there would be great all by itself. But then to be able to go back and tell your younger self what you know now, oh man, that'd be See, I mean, I can see where something like this would be difficult for whoever is concealing it to let it free. I mean, you couldn't have everybody just time traveling. I mean, man, things would get screwed up so fast. Writers and filmmakers pose intriguing scenarios that challenge our perception of reality when it comes to time travel and others. Scientific inquiry into time travel has also gained traction, particularly in the domains of theoretical physics and cosmology. Concepts such as wormholes, time dilation, and the fabric of space-time have emerged from the equations of renowned physicists like Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. These theories, while largely speculative, provide a fascinating scientific backdrop that ultimately fuels both fiction and popular scientific disclosure. As researchers continue to explore the plausibility of time travel, the dialogue between science fiction and scientific theory becomes increasingly relevant, compelling us to consider not only what is possible, but what it means for the human experience. And boy, I'll tell you what, going back or forward in time would be, if we could go forward in time, that tells me that everything would have to be predetermined, right? Or no? The notion of time travel has captivated the imagination of just about everybody, right? Who hasn't thought about it? And at its core, again, physicists say it is possible. And why not, right? Moreover, the concept of wormholes further adds to the theoretical landscape of time travel. Because, and it's funny, I watch a TV show I've been catching up on. It's from the 90s, I think. It's called Quantum Leap. A guy would just randomly jump. He'd finish a task in this time or that time, and then as soon as he did what he was supposed to do, he'd have to figure out what it was he was supposed to do. He would, jump again. Andrew Basiago talked of a jump room. Perhaps they perfected it later. But a wormhole, as theorized, could act as a tunnel that connects two points in space-time if such structures happen to exist. It might be possible to traverse vast distances or even time itself by entering one end of the wormhole and emerging from the other. While wormholes currently remain hypothetical and have yet to be observed, that would be amazing. It's kind of like bending space and time, right? Bending space. Their mathematical foundations actually hint at the potential for time travel within the parameters set by theoretical physics. But, theoretical physics, it's as we know it, but there's definitely so much more that we don't know. And obviously, there's beings coming here visiting our planet. We're not visiting them, apparently. There seems to be possibly time travelers coming here, and we're not time traveling to them, or are we? I don't know. But we get lied to so much, it's really hard to tell. I hate this phone. So these scientific theories illustrate a significant departure from classic notions of time as linear and immutable. Instead, they propose a dynamic and potentially navigable dimension that raises many questions about the feasibility of time travel. How many dimensions are there? Infinite? As research progresses, the interplay of relativity, quantum mechanics, and principles of the space-time continuums to expand our understanding, offering a tantalizing glimpse into the possibilities that lie within the realms of our universe. That's a lot, I know. But what we're going to talk about tonight is going to be very interesting and I think very convincing. What I do want to do is take a break, and then I want to come back, and when I do, I got some more to say on this whole topic. And then I have a time traveler, a documented time traveler that I want to bring up and discuss with you. So hang on with me for just a few minutes, maybe less. This is Uncensored. I am Mike Vara, and we will be talking time travel. This show, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go away.
Thinking about advertising? Ever thought about digital radio? I can tell you the VAR radio network is a great place to get your message out, with thousands listening live and thousands more listening to shows once they're archived. We can create and produce your on-air ad, or you can provide one yourself. The VAR radio network, where smart money is spent. Inquire at www.mikevara.com through our contact form. That's mikevara.com.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Thinking about advertising? Ever thought about digital radio? Through our contact form. That's mikevara.com.
Donate to the VARA Radio Network. Help support this growing digital radio station. From the LNM Radio Network to the WCE TFM Radio Network to the Last Frequency Radio Network, right on to the now VARA Radio Network. Each time it got better and better. Please donate now so we can continue to bring you the best guests with the best information. Just go to www.mikevara.com to contribute.
Listen to InfoWars weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern right here on the VARA Network.
Subscribe to the VARA Radio Network. Help support this experienced and growing digital radio station. From the LNM Radio Network to the WCET FM Radio Network to the Last Frequency Radio Network, right on to the now VARA Radio Network. Please subscribe now so we can continue to bring you the best guests with the best information. www.mikevara.com.
Listen to the final countdown with Peter Kling and Jason Rand, Wednesday Eastern, right here on the VARA Network.
God, I love the station.
Carolina Radio, Columbia.
Excellent.
Number one means you're always on top. Your number one radio.
In the quiet of the night, a group of explorers stumbled upon a message buried deep in the stars, an undeniable sign that we are not alone. It wasn't a sudden revelation, but a slow burn, ignited by the questions we dared to ask. Shows like this, pushing the boundaries of what we know, bringing us closer to the truth with each episode. They have been our beacon, guiding us through the unknown. Now, it's time to share this journey. Visit www.mikevara.com to explore a wealth of shows archived for you. Join us, help us grow, and let's uncover the mysteries of the universe together.
Live from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina, and the VARA Network, you're listening to Uncensored with your truth warrior, Mike Vara.
Yes, indeed. I am back with you. This is Uncensored, and I am Mike Vara. And, yeah, this is an interesting concept. I did a lot of research on the gentleman I'm going to speak about tonight, and I'm getting to him. It's going to, I'll tell you, the story really, normally I'd be wanting to say, I don't know, but this one, I don't know. Boy, it's pretty convincing when we get to it. By the way, go to the website, mikevara.com. Become a late nighter. Be informed. Be informed. And by all means, inform others. Tell them about this show. Tell them about this station. Tell them how we need your help, their help, everyone's help, so that we continue to bring you the best guests, the best shows, the best topics. The VARA Radio Network and all that comes with it. All right? So without you, there is no us, folks, and we really need you right now. We've got a bill due. If it goes down, we'll go down. That sucks. So help a host out, if you will. I'd appreciate it. And let me cut that. All right, yeah, we don't need that running. Okay. So, yeah, time travel. MikeVara.com. Travel there. You could go back or forward. Both will lead you to MikeVara.com. Just type it in. www.MikeVara.com. So, and I turned the phone off. You might be proud of me now. I actually turned it off because just, and it's people that I let know. I say, hey, I'm recording, blah, blah, and they still message me. It's like they don't listen to the show, apparently. They don't hear me complain about it. Traveling to the past presents several paradoxes that really complicate the notion significantly. One of the most famous is the grandfather paradox. We've all heard of that, which points that if a person were to travel back in time and inadvertently prevent their grandfather from meeting their grandmother, this action would negate the time traveler's own existence. So stay away from family if you go back in time. Such paradoxes provoke questions regarding casualty and the linear progression of time. I guess there could be horrible implications, right? I mean, imagine if you went back to the time of Jesus and you brought a machine gun and just started taking people out and rescued them. Would things be the same? I don't know. They suggest that if backward time travel were possible, that stringent rules governing casualty would have to exist to prevent such contradictions from occurring. So maybe if you go back in time, you're not allowed to go back in your time. Like, I'd have to go. No, even then, though. I mean, my God, you could do anything. You go down the line, any of your ancestors. You screw up one relationship, you could screw up the whole family tree. Could change. The leaves will go from green to yellow. On the other hand, forward time travel is viewed as a potentially more feasible proposition, largely due to its grounding in established physics and theories. Now, according to Einstein's theory of relativity, time dilation occurs when an object approaches the speed of light. In practical terms, this means that if an individual were to travel in a spacecraft at near light speed, they would age slower than people remaining here on Earth. You tell all the celebrities that, and they can stop going and getting their plastic surgery and shots in their face. Okay, I'll leave them alone. I'll stay on topic, okay? So the acceleration method presents a theoretical framework for time travel into the future, allowing individuals to effectively leap ahead into time. So I wouldn't mind doing that either. I could leave hints for myself. Hey, that thing called Google? Yeah, buy some stock. Or hey, put $100,000 on the Bills losing 4 straight Super Bowls. Who would have thought? Man, there's money to be made. See, and that's another reason why it'd be so regulated of some sort. I don't know. I mean, some claim they have it now, but good luck getting your hands on any of it. And then, the dynamics of traveling to the past remain fraught with paradoxical implications. The methodology for forward time travel is embedded within the fabric of modern physics. So basically, the exploration of these concepts not only deepens our understanding of time, but also highlights the relationship between theoretical physics and the nature of our existence. As researchers continue to unravel the mysteries of time, the prospect of exploring these two temporal dimensions the past and the future becomes an ever-evolving field of inquiry. And, well, throughout history, there's been various narratives and sightings that have emerged, capturing the imagination of those intrigued by the possibilities of navigating through time. I've talked to a couple of those guys myself. Notable accounts include the story of a man named John Teeter, who claimed to be a time traveler from the year 2036. His posts on the internet forums in the early 2000s provided detailed descriptions of future events and technologies, which gathered both skepticism and curiosity. Now, although Teeter's narrative lacks concrete evidence, it sparked widespread discussions about the plausibility of time travel, illustrating how a single account can create a fever among enthusiasts. And I remember the original John Teeter. That was an interesting case. I remember on Art Bell's show, he was having this guy on, and I had my ears glued to it because, hey, you never know. Then came along the second John Teeter, who was a total fraud, and I exposed him. You can go look for it in my archives. Believe me, I hammered him. I caught him dead to hands. And his real name was Dana Stern, not Teeter. It was just what a bunch of crap. Anyways, then there was Andrew Bishago, who also claimed to jump, go in a jump room and travel through time. And then there's this guy I'm going to tell you about tonight that I'll tell you is pretty damn convincing. Another intriguing story originates from the realm of art, where the painting, the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, was noted for its uncanny resemblance to a modern-day photograph of a London street taken decades later. Observers claimed that the similarities between the artwork and the image indicated possible time slip moments. And don't forget, we had the Mandela effect. Oh, it wasn't Jiffy, it was Jeffy or something like that. Or, everything's wrong. The labels are different, and they changed the name of this and that and the other thing. And his funeral was then, not now. I don't know. There's things in the Bible, the lion and the lamb. Yeah, there are some things that just seem to have been changed. But I know some of them, I look back, what was one? I forget which one it was, but one of them, I don't know if it was a breakfast cereal or something, but I looked it up, and it turns out there where they did actually change the name. So if you just did the research, you'd see, yeah, you do remember it being something else, but that's because they changed it. Then there's some that say they didn't change at all, but you swear that's not what they were. That's another show. So while many argue that the coincidence can be attributed to artistic interpretation and perspective, of course, the idea that art may contain elements of time travel remains compelling. This encourages an exploration of, I guess, whether certain artistic expressions might reflect experiences beyond our temporal understanding. Moreover, instances of deja vu, for instance, where individuals feel they have previously experienced a current moment, are often cited as anecdotal type evidence of, time travel. Not solid evidence, but, on a more personal level, basically. And while psychological explanations such as memory errors, some enthusiasts propose that sensations may hint at time travel, blurring the lines between reality and the subject human experience. Basically, some of you must be crazy to think like that, but you're not, because there's physicists, actual real physicists who come out and say, yes, it is feasible and it's mathematically possible. You just don't know how. Somebody does. Some of these historical claims and anecdotal pieces contribute to the ongoing conversation about the feasibility of time travel, revealing both the allure and mystery surrounding the enigmatic type subject. And it is enigmatic, if you will. History, the future. Boy, it'd be something. Go back, see the dinosaurs. It really would. So I guess where I'm going now is at the heart of these discussion lies the debate between determinism and free will. If time travel were possible, could we assume that our choices are predetermined? Or would we retain the ability to alter our destinies? The inatrocities of quantum mechanics and the nature of time could suggest a multiverse wherein every decision spawns alternate realities, thereby complicating our traditional notions of causality and moral responsibility. And so, I guess one of the key philosophical theories relevant to time travel is the idea of fatalism. This points that every event, including human actions, is fixed and unchangeable. From a fatalistic perspective, time travelers might find themselves reverted to an inescapable past, rendering their attempts to change significant events futile. Like, if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. This raises the unsettling question of whether our lives are governed by an unyielding timeline that exists independently of our choices, or if free will exists, it implies that actions taken in the past could redefine the present and future, a notion that opens new avenues for ethical inquiry, so they say. And well, today, as we progress through the realms of physics and technology, we find ourselves evaluating the scientific plausibility of traversing through time. Despite the groundbreaking advancements in various fields such as quantum mechanics and relativity, the reality of effective time travel remains largely theoretical, bound by the laws governing our universe. However, one case really raises my eyebrows. And when it comes to time travel, well, I'll just have to share it with you, won't I? So let me hit one more quick break here, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you all about this man on my screen behind me. This is Uncensored. I am Mike Vara, and we shall be back in just a couple blinks of the eye. Don't blink too fast. We'll be right back.
Thinking about advertising? Ever thought about digital radio? I can tell you the VAR radio network is a great place to get your message out with thousands listening live and thousands more listening to shows once they're archived. We can create and produce your on-air ad, or you can provide one yourself. The VAR radio network, where smart money is spent. Inquire at www.mikevara.com through our contact form. AskMikeVara.com.
Donate to the VARA Radio Network. Help support this growing digital radio station. From the LNM Radio Network to the WCE TFM Radio Network to the Last Frequency Radio Network, right on to the now VARA Radio Network. Each time it got better and better. Please donate now so we can continue to bring you the best guests with the best information. Just go to www.mikevara.com to contribute.
Live from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina, and the VARA network, you're listening to Uncensored with your truth warrior, Mike Vara.
Good evening to you all. Back we are. As I went through a lot of the concepts having to do with time travel, I'll quit boring you with the details now and get to a gentleman who, I'll tell you, it's probably one of the more convincing ones to me. And I've already seen where Google and such has tried to debunk it and what have you. And maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I find it awfully interesting. MikeVara.com, that's where all the magic happens. I hope you'll go over there, become a late nighter, be informed. It's all free. And that's why I'd ask you, if you have it within your means, by all means, please donate. We got to get a couple bills paid here, one that's due now. So, just short. What are you going to do? It's just the way things have been. I wish Doge would send a little bit of that love this way. I'll tell you that. And look at me, I just had a tooth pulled today, and here I am with you, So, shows you how good the dentist was. I mean, you know what? I'll get out of the topic for just a second. So I found out what causes my dental anxiety, because the dentist today had all the tools out of my sight. They were behind me on a table behind me. I never saw them. Never put my eyes on them, not for 1 second. So when he got ready to, normally they open up this little toolkit thing on the table in front of you, and you see all these metal shiny objects, and it's like, oh shit, they're coming for my tooth. This was different. He was really good. Didn't feel any of the shots. I didn't feel, in the tooth, he got it right out. No pain, no gun. I'm fine now. I'm in no pain. So not bad. Thumbs up to that dentist. He might have. He's gonna be my dentist now. We're gonna be dabbing a lot, he and I. All right, back to time travel. I did promise. So, where do I start with this guy? The self-proclaimed time traveler of 3036, and that's a title that I had ran across at one time. I thought, here we go again. But, hey, for those of you tuning in late, I do welcome you to Uncensored. And again, I am Mike Vara. And as always, live from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina. And so I have here an episode of Truth, Mystery, and the Things That Keep You Up at Night. Well, maybe not you, but they do me. I think about these things all the time. Tonight's story, it's unlike anything you've probably, well, maybe you have heard things like this before, but it's pretty amazing. This is Confessions from a Time Traveler. He's a man who claims to be from the year 3036. And all I ever got on him was his first name. It is Sebastian. Or at least that's what he told us. That's what he said. He didn't tell me, but he claimed he was from the year 3036, a time traveler. And what he shared, if true, paints a chilling portrait of our future. It's not looking good, folks. Let's start with the basics, shall we? So in his time, I took a lot of notes. In his time, people no longer grow hair. That's why you see him bald behind me. He says people no longer grow hair. The reason? Radiation. Specifically from cell phones, he says. He said it's everywhere, saturating the air we breathe. People wear masks, not just because of viruses, but because the very atmosphere makes them sick. You believe that? So your cell phones, they finally figure out that they're dangerous. We'll get to that. Health declines rapidly by the 2080s, and over 1 billion people are gone, perish. And that's just the beginning, he says. He said by then, everyone has heavy metals coursing through their blood, so much so that doctors can barely call it blood anymore. It's poison. This is from the man from 3036. Well, it gets better. You wait. Sebastian looked around in 2020 and shook his head. Now, apparently that's when he was here. Because kids, he says, just children, gripping cell phones like lifelines. And all he could think of was, if they only knew. And I see it every day. Kids with the cell phones on the cart. Parents wants them to keep quiet. Don't embarrass me. Here's the cell phone. Go ahead and watch SpongeBob on the cell phone. And so, you're getting radiated. Look, when I'm at work, I got to carry 2 phones with me. They're trying to kill me. Look, I ain't got no hair either now. By the 2060s, he said cell phones are completely banned. Gone. Too dangerous, but then it's too late. Now listen to this. He said 2025, we're in it right now, right now, is what they call the idiot era. The idiot era, Don. What do I say? We're idiots, right? His words, not mine, and at least not this time. A time marked by distraction, division, he says, in blind trust in systems that do not serve us. Oh, have we seen that? Have we seen a lot of that? According to Sebastian, by the late 21st century, men rarely live past 40, women 50. Homes vanish, no need for houses anymore. By the year 3000, no more houses. People live in airtight pods. No freedom, no sky. That's right. Robots are connected to AI, and they're not helpers. They're supervisors, guardians. When a child is born, they're assigned a robot partner for life. That robot holds more authority than the child's own parents. Don't piss off Robo Nanny. And religion? Religion's gone, he says. It's illegal. You get caught practicing religion. So no more schools, no malls, no theaters, no entertainment at all, he says. Just silence, just structure. He said, we are living in the most free time of all time, and that we should enjoy it because it's not going to last. Sebastian claimed he was stranded here in 2020. The technology to return to his time simply didn't exist yet. Time travel, he said, is strictly military, unauthorized use, and you may disappear. And here's where it gets really dark. Ready for the dark stuff? He couldn't be identified. Not by police, not by any biometric scan. He wasn't in any database on the planet, folks. His DNA didn't match a single strand in human history. Nothing. Nada. 0% connection to any known lineage. That means, you're 20% European, nothing. The guy's got nothing. His blood, laced with untraceable heavy metals. He said in his time, the people's got so much heavy metals in their blood that you can't call it blood anymore. It's poison. Well, here you go. They tested his blood, laced with untraceable heavy metals, so foreign that the lab tech said it was like nothing he's ever seen. So metals they couldn't even identify. This guy came from Krypton. He also mocked us for paying for bottled water, saying that in his time water is a basic right. Fruit is free. People are allowed 3 free food items per day. They call them nutrition centers. He said that's why he got arrested, because when he first came here, he thought that was the norm. So he went in and grabbed a piece of fruit and ate it. He got popped for shoplifting. And that's when they did all these checks on him and couldn't figure out who the hell he was. I mean, there was nothing. But don't let that fool you into thinking it's a utopia. There are wars, he says, many. He said major global conflicts erupt. China, Russia, the U.S., Iran, North Korea, and more. All will be at each other's throat. A vaccine war follows. And eventually a chip implant becomes mandatory. And if you don't get it, you're locked out of society. Can't buy, can't sell, can't trade. The unchipped are forced underground, literally, into the old sewer systems. Yeah. So I'd be one of the ones living in the sewer system, but they're talking 2060 when stuff really starts getting bad. I mean, although these wars, that could happen anytime, right? By 3036, only 2 billion people remain on the planet. By 3036, 2 billion people. They won't need as many dating sites, will they? And then there's the Great Blackout. Yes, the Great Blackout. You didn't think you were going to get out without one of those. December 2052, the lights go out. Not just in Georgia, but everywhere. Worldwide. And they're out for 20 years before they can get everything back up. Some will be up before they can get it all back up. It's going to take 20 years. He says chaos, riots, entire cities swallowed by darkness. Civilization, he says, rewinds. So that's 2052. So I'll be, if I'm still here, I'll be a very old man. I'll be, we're live here for Uncensored. I've come out of retirement for the great blackout. And then I'd remember, oh, I got no power. So I wouldn't be able to broadcast. There'll be no more lions, tigers, elephants, all gone. All the large animals are extinct. Zoos will now feature cats, dogs, squirrels, raccoons, the things that survived. I won't be taking the kids to the zoo anytime soon. At least not then. The world becomes one massive corporation. Oh, well, I could see that one coming. Run by names you know, he says. Amazon, Rothschild Corp, and a couple more that emerged later. Oh, we got more ready to join the party. Countries dissolve into boardrooms. So it won't be the United States of America no more. Just go to the USA boardroom. The energy we use will be wind and solar. But that's not enough. Well, we always knew that's not enough. The rules change. People are only allowed to mate 3 times a year. He says that fields and fields and fields are polluted with windmills and solar panels. Like what would be farmland is taken over by this stuff. And you're only allowed to mate 3 times a year. So you better make them good. You're going to get three visits. There's only 2 holidays. David will be happy about this one. I know he wants no holidays, but there'll be 2. None that you would recognize. You wouldn't recognize, so no point in talking about them. I know one was apparently had something to do with, honoring the world or the globe or some crap like that. Now, here's where the story takes a bit of a turn. Makes me think, hey, this guy, there might have been some kind of reality to this guy. He knew something. After revealing all this, Sebastian vanished. He just disappeared. The reporter tried to reach him, and nothing. Crickets, folks, crickets. The landlord said he left without a word. Left all his belongings behind. Who does that? Then, some weeks later, they found a body. The sheriffs did. A badly burned body. So badly burned that it could not be identified. But here's the most disturbing part. The left hand, the one he had the chip in, that they took the x-ray and proved that he had a chip in it. Well, that hand was missing. Somebody cut it off and took it with them because it was nowhere around. Remember, Sebastian had a chip implanted in his left hand, and his left hand's missing. I think that's more than a company wanting their chip back. Coincidence, maybe, or maybe someone didn't want us to find that chip, is what I'm thinking. Why? Was he really a time traveler? I'll tell you, that just strengthened the story for me. Maybe they got him. Maybe he escaped, or maybe Sebastian was never really here in the first place. Maybe he cut his own hand off so they couldn't trace him. I don't know. But I doubt it. If he was really here, and I believe so, he left us with one final warning. He said, our government knows about the Nibiru system and about the Anunnaki. And he said, without hesitation, you want to know? I'll tell you. The world ends in 3036. 3036. No man will know the day. No one said nothing about knowing the year. 3036. That's it. That's the last year. The last season of episode Earth. Do I believe him? I don't know, folks. But I do know this. If Sebastian was right, we are the luckiest generation alive right now. We're living in the most free era the world may ever know. So enjoy it, cherish it, question everything. And if you see someone watching you a little too closely, maybe, just maybe, they're not from around here or now. Stay curious, my friends, and you've been listening to Uncensored with yours truly. I'm Mike Vara. I ask that you keep your eyes posted to the sky because you never know what you might see, and keep your ears posted to this broadcast because you never know what you might learn. I'll be back with you on Friday night. Good night, everybody, and I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Good night, folks.